Have you ever wondered what it takes to become truly wealthy? Is it about earning more money or managing it better? These are the questions that have intrigued people for centuries, and there's one book that has stood the test of time in providing the answers: The Richest Man in Babylon. Written almost a century ago, this book has been a classic in personal finance literature, inspiring millions of people to build their wealth and achieve financial freedom. In this video, we'll dive deep into the timeless principles outlined in this book and discover how they can transform your financial future. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn the secrets of the richest man in Babylon. This is investing in a nutshell. Meet Arkad. Arkad worked as a scribe, carving records into clay tablets. This was a low-income job, and Arkad struggled to make the ends meet for him and his family. One day, Arkad met a rich moneylender named Algamish. Algamish came to Arkad for his services on clay tablets, and since he was in a rush, he offered Arkad double the fee to finish the job in only 2 days. Arkad saw an opportunity and countered, "Teach me how to become rich, and you will get it by the morning." Algamish agreed to the offer. From that day, Algamish became Arkad's financial mentor, and Arkad learned the principles of saving and investing. He built his wealth slow and steady, learning from his mistakes and guidance from Algamish. Algamish was very fond of his student, and when he got old, he wanted to partner up with Arkad, letting him manage his wealth instead of letting his own sons do it. Arkad didn't want to let his mentor down. He multiplied Algamish's wealth even more. When Algamish died, a large portion of his investments were passed on to Arkad. Arkad was a hard-working man with a low-paying job in ancient Babylon, and starting from nothing, he managed to become the richest man in Babylon. He got so wealthy that even the king asked him to teach people about how to build such wealth, and so he became a teacher and mentor for many of Babylon's citizens. Make sure to stick around to the end of this video to learn what Arkad taught about building wealth. Lesson 1. A part of what you earn is yours to keep. This might not be the biggest surprise, but Arkad's first lesson, and in fact the first thing he learned from Algamish, is to save money. The way he put it, pay yourself first. When you get your salary every month, you pay the grocery store for the food you buy. You pay the stores for clothes, and you might pay your landlord for your house or apartment. Everyone else gets a piece of your money, so why should you not pay yourself? It's your hard-earned money after all. The problem for most people is that there's nothing left in the end of the month, after all the other expenses. That's why you should pay yourself first. Every time you get your salary, put away 10% of that to yourself before you start spending on anything else. That way your wealth will naturally start growing. It might help to put this money in a separate bank account or in a separate investment bank to avoid temptations of spending it. Remember, this is your money to keep. Lesson 2. Manage your spending. How can I save 10% of what I earn when I can barely make the ends meet with 100% of my salary, you might think. The funny thing is that in a room of 10 people, 8 of which claiming to not being able to put anything aside for themselves, these 8 people all earn different amounts of money. How can all of them still have the same problem then? There are, of course, many reasons for why people have different expenses in life. But Arkad's point is that the problem lies in our mindsets. Humans always tend to match their expenses to their incomes. And that's why it's so important to stop that trend. The way to stop it is to pay yourself first. That way you force yourself to only live off 90% of your income. You will be surprised to see that you can manage to squeeze your needs into those 90% by budgeting. The key essence of budgeting is to increase your savings by lowering your expenses. Start by creating a list of your expenses, including everything from the most important things like food, shelter, and clothes, to less vital things like vacations, nights out, new tech equipment, and so on. Then you compare the total amount to your income. Can you manage to afford everything within the 90%? If yes, great for you. Then you will probably be able to save even more than 10% of your income. If the total amount is greater than the 90%, you need to go over your expenses again and see if there's anything you can cross out in order to lower your expenses below the 90%. I bet there is almost no one that only has needs in their expenses list and no wants. But if that is the case, you need to look at alternative and cheaper options to your needs. There's always ways to lower your expenses. Lesson 3. Make your money work for you. After managing Lesson 1 and 2, you will soon realize that your bank account is growing bigger. But even with the increasing interest rates we see these days, the bank is not where you should keep your money. If you want to become wealthy, you need to invest it. Gilgamesh taught Arkad that every piece of gold you earn is a slave to work for you. Every copper the gold earns is its children that can also earn for you. If you want to become wealthy, you need to make your savings work for you. It is, however, important to invest your money wisely so that you don't end up losing it all. For most people, the safest way to invest their money is through index fund investing. For instance, in an index fund tracking the S&P 500, like the ETF SPY. We have a video digging into index funds, so make sure to check that out after this one. You can also invest in individual stocks, bonds, commodities, real estate, and crypto if you're looking for more advanced investment strategies. Lesson 4. Action is your best friend. Many people seek financial advice and then never put it into action. The same people usually attribute other people's success to luck. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is usually the fact that successful people are people who take action and take advantage of their opportunities. If a doer and a procrastinator get the same opportunities in life, the doer will have a much higher chance of succeeding, simply because the doer will take action to more of the opportunities. If you learn a lot of new valuable things watching this video, it still won't make you any wealthier until you make it into actions. Don't make excuses for why today is not the day to start saving or investing. Time is our most valuable asset, and waiting till tomorrow will only make it more difficult to succeed. If you're afraid to get started, consider what Chinese philosopher Confucius famously said: "The man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both right." Lesson 5. Invest in yourself. To invest in yourself means to always keep learning, whether it's about saving and investing or improving your crafts to increase your income or improve your business. Arkad invested in himself when he put in the extra effort for Gilgamesh in return of his knowledge, and that turned out to be the beginning of his journey to becoming the richest man in Babylon. Spending money increasing your own knowledge is often the best investment in the long run. With today's technology, you can access so much information and knowledge for free. Take YouTube, for example. Subscribing to this channel is completely free, but it means a lot to us. And in return, we will share our knowledge with you every single week so that we can all follow each other on our paths to a wealthier and more comfortable future. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.